Alright, our last question is, where do you think that music is going today?
Where do you think this country is going today? Music reflects the world in which it grew up,
Mm-hmm.
and you see that over and over again. You want to know what it's like to live in northern Germany in 1710? Listen to Bach. The music reflects the culture out of which it grows. So such truly, you can't fake it.
Mm-hmm.
The music expresses the spirit of the times. And the best music goes right to the heart of what was in people's minds and beliefs and whatnot. And I don't think anybody could have predicted at that point what was going to come next. I can't predict. What I see is, you won't like this, the dumbing down of America. Things are getting more superficial. There's less thoughtfulness. Someone wrote a book about the New York Times bestseller list over the last 10, 15, 20 years. There's less and less content in the books.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very good indication of what people are, of course, what people are reading, what people are thinking, and how much intellectual discourse there is actually going on in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everything has been being reduced to words of one syllable. Political discussion is mostly slogans. Well, it always was to a certain extent, but there was always some small nucleus of people who were thoughtful and trying to figure out what's best for the country instead of just repeating the same slogans over and over and over again. That's all you hear is cheap cracks and oversimplifications. And I think rock music and hip hop especially reflects that. The musical content of hip hop is virtually nothing. It's all in the words. And what's the message? Some of the messages are pretty brutal. Have you paid any attention to hip hop? Any of you?
Yeah, I know some hip hop songs. Yeah, some of the messages are not very good at all. Some of them are very hurtful to women and sexist and.
They're sexist. They're anti this, anti that, and they sell millions of copies. So this works its way into the bloodstream of America. And I must say, I wonder what kind of a world my grandson will grow up in. But I just can't worry about it because the crystal ball is always very cloudy. But the music reflects. At the same time, there's a counter influence. The number of people studying classical music is increasing. So I see us. Here are people like Professor Pershing's children and grandchildren who got a head start in life. When they were in the womb, their parents were reading to them. And they're avid readers. They play musical instruments. They're in special classes. One's going to be an architect. The girl who's in her senior year in high school already has 4 years of Chinese language behind her, plus 2 years in Spanish. And she's going to start Arabic. She's been to China twice. My grandson has been to 10 different countries and speaks to some extent Brazilian Portuguese, Dutch, French. He grew up in Croatia, so he speaks Croatian. And now he's in Pennsylvania, majoring in world peace or something like that. And who knows what a person like that can do. So it's a highly educated group of people, you're probably included among them, who are way ahead of the average and who are competent to deal with a great many pieces, a great many situations, a great many things. And there's a vast underclass of, go to 145th Street in Harlem. You have 80% of the children who are born in Harlem have only one parent. Now, a child that only has one parent is not going to be as healthy as a child with two parents. He's not going to do as well in school. and he's not going to live as long. And that's the future, and they know it. You know, most of them say, "Well, I'll be dead by the time I'm 25." In many cases, it's true. They're in the drug scene, which has crippled family life in many parts of this country. So you have this large. I don't know how large. I can't give you any idea at all of who's who and what's what. The people I know are way ahead, like you, and you're preparing yourself to be very useful citizens, and to help other people too. I think at the same time. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, there's the people who if you ask them what country they live in, they're not sure. That's no exaggeration. Who's the president of the United States? They have no idea. Mm-hmm. So there's this gulf between the well-to-do, or the well-off, I don't know how to put it, middle class, and others who are in very bad shape. Mm-hmm. And this more, no government can deal with this. This is too big. Mm-hmm. It's in every country. Not every country. I only know this country really, but I know in Brazil there are death squads that go out and kill the kids in the street because they're good for nothing. Mentally hurt them. That's an extreme case. We don't have death squads, but the drug scene is, mm-hmm. in effect, a kind of death sentence. Because once a person is hooked, that's the end of it. And our government is spending millions of dollars trying to prevent the influx of Americans are willing to pay $40 billion a year for drugs. That's some market. The capitalist system works. Where there's a market, people are going to go and do something about it. Mm-hmm. And of course, the climate is deteriorating day by day. So how music fits into all this, I don't know. On the one hand, the Philharmonic is playing these marvelous concerts, and the place is full. And it's not all gray-haired people. The 20th century music concerts are inhabited by, I've seen people in their 40s, 50s, 60s, as far as I can judge, mm-hmm. who are very enthusiastic about music and about this music. And so classical music is flourishing as far as they're concerned. Mm-hmm. That's some answer to your question, I must say.
Yeah.
You could ask a question to which there's no simple answer, and wherever the country goes, that's where music is going to go. Mm-hmm. Sometimes music seems to lead the way. I think the arrival of the Beatles in the 1960s had something to do with the change in youth culture. It gave from